think that's going to be it. And that is the final whistle here. So the final score here at Watford Way, Maidstone United 4, Worthing 0. And that's about as emphatic as it gets, Nigel.
Yeah, a real statement performance from Maidstone today against one of the teams that are expected to be up there. As you said, they've made the playoffs last year, so they've certainly adapted well to this division. They've got players that can cause a threat, but I just think George Alakobi got his tactics spot on today. They caused Worthing problems every time they got forward. I mean, we said it in that second half performance, wasn't it? Sorry, the first half performance.
Well, I think the thing
they had a lot of the possession.
The thing that we were referencing constantly in commentary was the fact that Worthing seemed to have so much of the ball. It was as if I would imagine it was probably something like 60 or 70% possession, and that's taking into account the fact that they had 10 men for a chunk of the second half. And the fact was, whenever they got the ball, although they looked very nice knocking it around, they were playing it out from the back. You can't say that they don't have talented players. They could not get any change out of Maidstone's backline. Maidstone happy to defend on the edge of the area, and when Maidstone did attack, it was absolutely clinical, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they was playing the two up top today. Wanjo Smith with his pace and Amanchi with his height, and they both used that to good effect. I think they certainly answered a lot of questions of the Worthing defenders, and that they weren't up to it. Rancine got a booking early on, didn't he, in that first half? So that may have had an effect on the way they played, with him being the captain as well. But
just a total, almost a jarring contrast in styles as well. Yeah, Worthing insisting on playing it out from the back like Manchester City would in the first half. Maidstone bombing it forward, and of course that was what led to the first goal. It was Sol Wanjao Smith, a flick on Wanjao Smith, goal side of his defender, brilliantly taken goal by Sol. And then the second goal, again you could say it was not subtle, was it? It was just a sort of corner that came in. It was almost heading straight up in the air, and Levi Amanchi just sort of prodded it in from maybe 2 yards out or something like that. Keeper wasn't happy with it. Third goal, very, very nice finish from Amanchi after the cross from, I think it was Reynolds from the top of my head. And then the fourth goal, it was Razak sort of coming in off the right-hand side, and a terrific finish from him to make it 4-0. Just a word for Johan Luque on his return. He's just walking in front of us there. Didn't really get the chance to show what he can do. I don't think that's going to change the way that a lot of Maidstone fans feel about him. He was a special player when he was here, and you've really only got good memories of his time with this club. And I think certainly from a Maidstone point of view, I don't think anyone's going to be too unhappy that he didn't score this afternoon. Just a final word maybe about the red card that went to Sorondo. It was just a bit mystifying, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it came just after the third goal, didn't it? I think it was a bit of frustration really from him. There wasn't, it wasn't for a bad tackle or anything. It's just he lost his head, didn't he? You can't do that in this game, can you? You know that you can't give the referee an excuse to book you, and you've literally been booked 30 seconds before, so you just keep your mouth shut for a little bit. But then to say,
absolute madness on his part, but I guess it happens to the best of us. Well, we're watching the Maidstone players go off to a deserved ovation on the left-hand side of the game, of the ground here. So just remains for me to say, on behalf of myself, Fred Atkins, on behalf of my co-commentator and producer Nigel Seeger, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. We hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you next Saturday at Winchester.
Thank you very much. Come on, you Stones.